I wrote the first few lines of the verse in like 2008, so ages ago, and I wasn't really that into songwriting necessarily. I was just having fun and had those chords, and I didn't think much of it. It was almost like I was like, this isn't going to be anything good, or this isn't a song in the making, and I put it away for a long time. But it was, obviously it just stayed in the back of my mind. And then between that time, I was, started writing songs, and I wrote a melody on the ukulele in 2012, and the melody was the chorus of the song, and I had those kind of different parts, and I was like, oh, the same chords, using the same chords, maybe I could put them all together. And I did a voice memo on my phone, and I had all the bits kind of next to each other, and it still didn't necessarily fit together, but there was something there. Over the next few days, the words kind of started coming to me, and then I felt like I just broke it, and I kind of put the words of the chorus together, and they ran nicely into each other, and it was a song. So that's how it came together. And yeah, I feel like that was I'm fortunate, I think, that I wrote that song, because it's helped me kind of launch my music and get around, and opened a lot of doors. It's funny because like people are like, what's with Michelle Pfeiffer in that reference? Because it's to me it's like, of course, Michelle Pfeiffer, because I like love her movies, and I love like she's, I think of her as like, the world's like, or especially at the time when she was like, Fabulous Baker Boys and Batman Returns, like she was the embodiment of like whatever, beautiful woman. So I think that just kind of came out. It was, sometimes you write lyrics and they just kind of come out of nowhere, and that was just on the tip of my tongue for some reason. And it fit well. It's funny how it's such a difference between lyrics that don't fit well, and you don't know why they don't fit well, and then sometimes they just fit, and so I just went with that. Yeah, it's probably not that common in terms of, I think, in folk music, ukuleles and banjos and whatever, all those small little guitars, mandolins and stuff, they get a run, but I just picked it up randomly. I was hanging out at a music shop with my friend, and I picked up this, it was a really average kind of tenor ukulele, and I just liked the way it sounded, and I didn't know any of the chords, how to play any like guitar chords on a ukulele, so the songs that I started to write on it were just totally different to what I'd written before, and I just kind of kept it around, and I didn't even think about writing songs on it until maybe a few years ago, and it just was one of those things just to mix up, because I was playing by myself, and I thought, I'll just play the ukulele, and I stuck on a little pickup onto this really kind of crap kind of ukulele, and yeah, I just kept singing with it, and I think I wrote Riptide on a ukulele, and I also wrote another song called Snaggletooth on it. So yeah, I've just kept it, and people sometimes think, sometimes people say that they think that my voice sits nicely with it. So I kind of I'm happy to keep playing it, and I got a good one for the recordings. My dad was totally up for it. Like I think he was very much supportive of me playing instruments. Like I didn't want to play guitar when I was 14 years old, and he got an electric guitar, and he was like, you got to play this, because he had that regret that he never played music. I think, and Mum's supportive as well, because she'd give me like a lot of, especially the early songs I wrote, she'd give me lines to say, because she's an English teacher and she's got a good turn of phrase. There was a period where I was, finishing off my law degree, and I was playing a lot of music, and I think my heart was more in playing music, and I was just crawling towards the end of my degree, just crawling over the line, and by the time I finished it and was done with university, it was just one of those things where I was going to spend 6 months doing it, and just it wasn't even as much like being like, oh, I'm going to be a musician, like telling my family and my friends. It was like, because when you do that and you've got nothing to show for yourself, people are like, yeah, whatever, like. So it was more just me just going and doing it, like going to open mic nights and playing and doing this and chipping away at it. And I feel like when you just start doing it, and people kind of start to take it a bit more seriously, because you're actually doing it. So I just started doing it, and it wasn't necessarily like a big kind of fork in the road moment. It was just, I just started doing it, and it wasn't even saying goodbye to law or any of that kind of, all those opportunities. It was just, I happened to start doing that, and I started writing songs, and I recorded a couple of songs, and that's when I recorded Riptide with a friend in May last year. Just kind of, he was going away, and I wanted to have that song recorded, because I felt like there was something in it. Since then, it's just kind of snowballed a bit, and I got a manager and started taking it seriously. So it's that's a progression, I suppose. it's interesting because people who play music, I don't know, there's always different types of people, but it's like you might. It's not like you're necessarily an extrovert because you go out and want to play music, but I always feel like performing is something I wanted to do, and I always enjoy performing, even though it depends on the circumstances. Like I don't necessarily like giving a speech at my own 21st in front of my friends and family, but I, really enjoy being in a room where I can't even see the crowd, but there could be a filled room of people, and then performing and being like, I don't know, consumed by a song, or if you're acting, it's kind of a different dynamic. And I think just I always had that yearning to perform and to I don't know, create something and show it to people. So when I was able to do that, I felt like it was, just being kind of at peace with myself and doing what I felt like I was supposed to do. So.